Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Minuteman Report. This is your host, Robert Hensley, coming to you live from the bunker. No, I'm not on camera because I look like crap today, but what can you do, right? So I know it's been a minute. I haven't been on the air, and the Minuteman Report has kind of fallen to the wayside, but we are back and excited to be sharing a news story with you today. As well as some new information after the story, so stay tuned. But let's start. So I recently visited the three covered bridges that are along Laurel Creek in Somerset County, Pennsylvania. I was in the area and thought, hey, covered bridges, they're usually beautiful. So I made a little visit, right? So I visited these three bridges. I visited the King's Bridge, which is the oldest covered bridge in the county. There are 16 covered bridges in Somerset County. So the King's Bridge along the Laurel Creek. And then I visited the Barronvale Bridge, which is the longest bridge. It covers the widest expanse, and it was built by Italian masons. It's got this beautiful carved stonework, carved stonework. Yes. And then the third bridge, which is further south, which I found out is the furthest, the southernmost bridge on Laurel Creek, is a bridge called the Lower Humbert Bridge, which was also known as the Fadley Bridge. Now, what makes this bridge special? Not only is it the southernmost bridge on Laurel Creek, but it is also the only covered bridge that is still open to traffic. So people actually drive across this bridge on a daily basis. Now, the Lower Humbert Bridge, I have to tell you, when I was there, at Barronvale, at King's Bridge, it was a beautiful, cool day. We had beautiful blue skies, just the most stunning bridges. And then we drove for a while, and we got to Lower Humbert Road. You turn off the main road. You go past an old church with an old cemetery. You go into this quiet little hollow. And at this point, Laurel Creek is kind of wide and flat. Not a lot of rocks, not a lot of rapids. It's very quiet. And I have to tell you, it's a little spooky. And so after I visited Lower Humbert Bridge, I got to thinking that, usually in these places there are some kind of ghost story, some story attached to these bridges. And I decided to do a little research and come to find out that the Lower Humbert Bridge, right, which is the one that's still open to traffic, is actually on a roadway that is supposedly, or that was at one point, haunted. So I found there's an article from, it's dated October 26, 1950. It's called Stories Reveal Hauntings Down in Turkeyfoot Region. And this was in The Republic, a paper from Myersdale, Pennsylvania. And now, according to this article, the ghost of a young girl used to walk along Lower Humbert Road. And apparently this figure, this little girl, had a very distinct appearance. Either she was missing a head, or she only had part of her head would be seen, or that it was deformed. There are variations on the story. Now, the word of mouth, the story behind all of this, was that there was a gentleman who lived on Lower Humbert Road. He had an illegitimate daughter. She was born deformed. And he killed her, and he buried her alongside of Humbert Road, and he marked her burial place with a large rock, and that sometime prior to October 26, 1950, a road crew that was doing work on the road actually destroyed the rock, disturbed her resting place, and that was the last time that this young girl was seen along Lower Humbert Road. Which is kind of a reverse of most ghost stories, because, normally we see the ghost after we've disturbed the resting place. But here, I think maybe this little girl's spirit was locked into this illegitimate grave by this rock. And once the rock was destroyed, then she was free to go, I think. But I have to tell you, it made sense, because and again, I get it. It's a quiet hollow. It's down in the mountain. It's calm and dark and cool. And, but yeah, it's a little bit of a creepy place to be. And there are houses on either side of the bridge on the western side. And, I don't know if I'd want to live there, to be honest. But yeah, I recommend, again, if you get a chance to go to Somerset County and you get a chance to see the King's Bridge or the Barren Vale or the Lower Humberts, it's worth the trek, especially in the autumn. I was there in October at peak leaf season, and just a really, really, really beautiful place to be. There's a small town south of these bridges called Confluence, which is where Laurel Creek, Castleman, and the Youghiogheny rivers all kind of come together before turning into, the Youghiogheny, which is known for its whitewater rapids. And they do a pumpkin festival. It's very cool. It's a very idealistic kind of rural setting. You could almost imagine a Hallmark movie being made there, because there's some beautiful, beautiful houses, some great Victorian architecture. Anyway, so that was the ghost story for today. I'm so glad to be back, and thank you for joining me for the Minuteman Report today. Remember, there are 3 opportunities for for Truth Be Told content each week. Of course, Minuteman Report on Mondays at 3 p.m. Bonnie Burkert is here on Wednesdays at 3 p.m. with Truth Be Told Transformations. And of course, Tony Sweet with the original Truth Be Told on Fridays at 3 p.m. And coming up in the coming weeks, we have a new Truth Be Told show starting. I'm sorry. Before I guess we've got Paranormal Pals, which is also kind of part of our family. And Tony has Truth Be Told Traveler, or the Truth Traveler series, which he does. But in the coming weeks, we're going to have Truth Be Told, the Spanish edition. So Latinx artist Metaphor is going to be hosting an all Spanish version of Truth Be Told. So you can check that out in the coming weeks. And also, we're making some changes to the Minuteman Report. So maybe a little more sporadic, not every week, but Minuteman will be coming to you regularly, and will contain some interviews. Maybe we'll be talking to some celebrities about their UFO and ghost experiences. Maybe we'll be reviewing some paranormal films, documentaries, but switching it up and adding a little more to our content mixed. So please stay tuned for that. And as always, you are super appreciated. Thanks again for spending some time with me today. And, short form, we want to be off the air before this hits 10 minutes. So have a great rest of your day. And until next week, stay true. Have a great day, everyone.